Hello, I'm Angela. This is Hideaway Cottage and I'd love to give you a mini tour of our newly decorated sitting room. Come on through. So Hideaway Cottage was built in 1850 and we've lived here for 7 years now. And you can see that the ceilings are very low. There's lots of original features and quirks which we love. And when we first moved in, we did decorate in here very briefly. And it was perfectly fine, perfectly livable and still lovely. But there was some building work that needed to be done. We'd got some damp, so a damp proof course had to be done on one of the walls. The French doors behind me here were wooden and with the original glass panes, but they had they'd blown, so they'd gone all like misty. So we kept replacing them, but it got to the stage where we'd replace one and another one would go. And then we found out that the bottom of the door completely rotted. So it was time to upgrade those as well. They were very drafty as well, the old ones. So with all that mess going on, we had some problems with the fire as well. We just thought, right, let's take the opportunity and get all the room looking really lovely and go for a completely different style to what it was before. So when I started planning this room and really trying to focus on how I wanted it to look in the end, I started off by realising that the colours in here before, although they were perfectly fine, they were very cool colours, and this room's quite cold. It doesn't really get the sun until late afternoon, and it just felt so gloomy. And I came to the decision, a bit controversial in the family, to go for yellow. And I just wouldn't normally have chosen yellow, but I just wanted the room to feel really warm, really cosy, and that feeling of just sunshine when you're sitting here. Now, I knew I wanted to use a Fireplace colour because we've used their paints for quite a number of years now, and the thing that I love about them is they do change throughout the day. As the light changes, the colour changes, sometimes quite drastically. It's incredible, really. I mean, at the moment, at the time it is coming up to midday, this looks quite banana custard, banana, quite yellow, but some parts of the day it's very pale. Other days or the times of the day, it's really rich and dark and very buttery. And yeah, I just love Fireplace paints. So I did invest in one of these. I think this was £15, but it's a much bigger swatch card. I can't remember what they're called. Colour fans. I can't think now, but literally you can look. It's every single colour. So this really came in handy, and we decided narrowed it down. I've got so many paint samples. It's ridiculous. But we narrowed it down to Dorset Cream, which is what this is, or I think it was Farrow's Cream, which was a slightly paler colour. And I read something in my hunt for style and interiors that if you are choosing between two paint colours, to always be brave and go for the darker of the two, and you won't regret it. So I just thought, right, that's it. I went straight on the website and ordered the darker of the two, which was Dorset Cream. And when we first put the paint on, I said to my husband, oh my God, I think I've made a mistake, especially seeing as we decided to colour drench the room. So the skirting boards, the walls, the ceiling, the door over there, and all the fireplace, we use the same colour throughout. So I did think initially, ooh, what have I done? But now it's all come together and I really love it. So these were the two that we decided from in the end, amongst many, many others. So this one was Farrow's Cream, and this one is Dorset Cream, which is what the room is. There you go. So style wise, I would definitely say it's traditional English country home. I didn't want anything that would date too much, and I just wanted something that was more us, lots of things out. I've realised I'm not a minimalist. I'm not a neutral girl. I like colour. I like things. I like collecting things. I like pattern. And I think I finally, at the age of 47, realised that's really what I want. And I want my home to feel warm and eclectic and to have personality. So this is the first room of what I've now decided we're going to do the whole house. Really shows what we're about, and I just love it. I think my biggest influence really came from House and Garden magazine, where I literally stalked every home on their website and got loads of ideas, and mainly from the cottages and traditional homes that are featured on there. And whilst I was doing all that research, I could look into the designers that I like. Um, and they very much, I looked at their work, their past work, their own homes, and sort of tried in my own way to emulate their style. But nothing was really expensive. The only expensive thing I think was the new TV just here, and I had to have that. That was one compromise for my husband. He, although we've got the snug next door, which is the next room for us to decorate with the TV in, he probably wouldn't have ever come in this room if there wasn't a TV. So it is the Samsung Frame TV, which is great because you can do different artwork on there. I've had to turn it off today because it was flickering on camera for some reason. But everything else was really reasonably priced, and a lot of it was secondhand. Facebook Marketplace, antique stores, charity shops, secondhand stores. So let me show you some of the bargains. I must add before I show you around the room as well that my husband is a builder. So he was able to do all the building work himself, the doors, the fireplace, the damp proof, all the decorating, the skirting boards, etc. So that saved us a huge amount of money. We didn't replace the furniture because there was nothing wrong with it. And I did think, well, I'm not sure because we have a lilac sofa at the end there, purpley pinky lilac. And I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to try and match it with anything. It is what it is. It's a perfectly good sofa. It's got plenty of wear left in it. So we just kept all the furniture and then just added a few bits. Now, these lampshades caused a lot of arguments in the family because I picked them up in a charity shop and I thought they were absolutely lovely. However, husband and two children thought they were vile. The bases are new, and that's not what they had an issue with. What they all had an issue with was the lampshade. My husband particularly thought they reminded him of Argos in the 1980s. But I just think they're so pretty. And so far, I've won the argument, and I've said until we find something equally as nice, then unfortunately they're staying. But I love them. And I have some of my pottery out here. I love ceramics so much. And I've decided rather than hiding them away in the cupboard, I'm going to put them on show to enjoy them every day. Why not? I love them. These wall lights were actually a Facebook market find. They were from, I think, an electrician had taken them down and was selling them because the owners of the house had had replacement ones. And I think they were £40 for four wall lights. And then we've added some new shades there in a sort of warm yellow, and I really love them. I am looking for the perfect side tables, but for now these are the ones that we've always had in here, and they're fine. So if I come across some really lovely ones, then I might get some, but for now these do the job. And got some more of my favourite pieces of ceramics here, and I recently bought my first little, let me show you, little house. The Delft ones from Holland. So sweet. I've been wanting to collect these for ages. So this is my very first one, £5 from the charity shop. So I'm hoping to collect lots more. I am a real collector of things, as you'll see as we go around. But I'm just so drawn to blue pottery. Have lots in the kitchen, and it's working its way in here as well. This ottoman was a brilliant Facebook Marketplace find. I do want to get it recovered, but I love its feet. It's got wheels at the bottom. I do want to get it reupholstered at some point, but for now I've got this nice throw on, which I think the colours are beautiful in it. And we have an antique tray here with an inlaid pattern, which has got glass on top, so it's great for putting drinks. And then a few more bits of pottery that I love. And ducks. I've also started collecting wooden ducks. So they are appearing regularly now around the house as I find them. This one was only £3. Isn't it beautiful? And I've got a lovely, lovely ceramic dish here. And it's got a secret inside, which is my chocolate stash. So not to tell the rest of the family that that's where I keep my chocolate, else it'll be gone. And then we have a few coffee table books here and a candle. Let's just move that out of the way. This is a really beautiful book, and I love the cover. Really nice to read as you're having a coffee. Now, I did say earlier that the most expensive thing was the TV, which is true, but this is the second most expensive. And I spotted this in a charity shop in the window. It was up for £300. They let me have it quite a bit cheaper than that, and I absolutely love it. It's an original oil painting by Lewis Creighton, and it's of the Yorkshire moors. And I just love this moody sky with the sun coming down and the sheep. I just think it's so beautiful. This small bookcase, we have one either side of the room. Here's the other one just here. And it's actually like a drinks trolley, I suppose. But what we've done is it opened up. You could swing it open. It was very clever actually. But we've split them so that we can have one either side to put a lamp on. And that works perfectly there for now. We couldn't find any other furniture that would fit. It's an inherited piece from family. And the lamp here I absolutely love. We already had the bases, but the lampshades were from, oh, I can't remember her name, but they're really, really beautiful fabric pleated lampshades with the pinks and the purples and the mustards in. More jugs and ceramics there. I just love ceramics. And this one, my daughter really doesn't like it. She says it's creepy, but I think he's fabulous. This was from a charity shop. I paid £2.50, and I just think it's wonderful. It's a vase, or I guess a pen pot, I'm not sure. But I think he's got so much character. I love him. He looks very regal. Can't go wrong for £2. £2.50. Nearly dropped it then. More wooden ducks. Like I say, I've started a collection now, so they're going to start appearing all over the house. But I just love them. They're very English country interiors, aren't they? And then we have some more ceramics here. This is, I can't remember the name, Nicholas Moose pottery in Ireland. This one I found in an antique centre. This one was a present years ago from a friend. And then these little pillboxes were finds in the charity shop. This one is absolutely beautiful, and it's probably now become a real prized possession of mine. I don't know whether you can see, it's a little enamel pillbox. Let me try and get it in focus for you. It says a token of esteem, and it's this beautiful enamelled pillbox with a mirror inside. And I bought it because I loved it. That was the only reason. It cost me 50p. And it's probably worth quite a bit of money. But I paid 50p, and I think it's so beautiful, and I would never let it go, even if I was offered lots of money, because I just love it. And it's the reason why I love going to charity shops so much, because you never know what you're going to come across. It's so exciting. So we changed the fireplace a little bit. The hearth, the terracotta tiles, original, they've stayed the same. The fireplace is actually plastered in a rough kind of finish. But what we did change, and again, this was my husband, he really hated it. I'll have to insert a picture, but there used to be a brick arch over the top of the fire, and he hated it because the bricks hadn't been laid very well. And he's a bit of a perfectionist, and like I say, he's a builder, and it really bothered him. So what he decided to do, and I said, yeah, that was fine, he could go ahead and do that. This wood, this oak, was actually on the mantelpiece, but we'd stupidly stained it in a lime wash a few years ago. So what he did was deconstructed it all, sanded it right back down, and then used it as a plinth to go above the fire. And then he put a proper mantle or shelf on the actual fireplace there. So it's a little bit more simple, still rustic, and I really love it. And here we have a basket for kindling, firelighters and matches. This lovely tray, platter, I guess it's ceramic, that I found in a local antique centre, and I just love the pattern on it so much. It's so pretty. And another little jug there, some berries falling off, flowers, a little picture on a stand, and yeah, just really rustic but lovely. Can't have a home in the English country without some horses, so there's a nice picture there that we really love. Here we have a nice little watercolour picture of Norfolk, which is a special place for us, and we've been going on holiday there for many years and had lots of happy memories. And this is a beautiful painting by, well, it's a signed limited edition print. It's only a print, but it's by Anne Cotterill, and it is a limited edition one. Can you just see there? Not quite, the light shining off it. But I just love her work. Obviously, I wouldn't ever be able to afford an original, but it's nice to have a limited edition print. Nevertheless, I think it's absolutely beautiful. And that was from a small antique shop near where we live. And we also are a family that loves sailing boats. So here's an old sailing boat. Again, a lampshade that matches the other one that I love so much. And yeah. Oh, and down here we have cane magazine rack, which I just love. This was from a charity shop. It's got the heart at the end here, which I love. And yeah, it just, I think when I was doing my research on styles, a lot of the traditional English country homes tend to have something cane or wicker in their rooms. And yeah, I just love it. It just gives a little different, a different texture of wood and colour of wood. And yeah, another favourite thing. This artwork here is by our daughter that she did during her art lessons at school. She's 22 now. She doesn't think it's very good, but her dad and I love it. So we framed it and put it up. And she also did this one over here, which we really love as well. This is oil on acetate, and we just love it. She was a bit embarrassed, thinking, oh, why are my parents framing my artwork? But it was too good to just leave in her folder. We think it's beautiful. She's very talented. Another thing, along with the cane magazine rack, is in the research that I've been doing, there's always something with little bobbin legs, whether it's a stool or a side table. So I spotted this on Facebook Marketplace, and it was very old fashioned, but my husband and I have done a terrible job of reupholstering, and it really is a bit scruffy. We tried our best. It's one of those things that just looks so easy, doesn't it, when you see people reupholster, but it's actually not. So I think this is fine for now. The fabric was just a remnant, so that was cheap. Thank you so much for popping by. I hope, if anything, I've encouraged you to think more about shopping secondhand, and maybe, just maybe, even consider a yellow for your next decorating project. Bye for now. Lots of love.